I'm very excited about the possibilities of South Asian collaboration in this area. Excited both in terms of the concept of South Asian countries working together, but equally in terms of what it might mean for business. I think there are great possibilities of what things can be done. Many kinds of different things. One certainly is multi-location delivery, where you're able to optimize delivery depending on the strengths and the expertise available in each country and certain other factors that may help. The second is looking at this as an opportunity to build common capabilities where we could possibly go and market this as a region to those who are outsourcing. So you go with the regional approach, which says, look, we can deliver you these services from this region. So it's a cooperation between different countries to try and promote the whole region as a whole. And yes, some of it may go to one country, some to the other, but I think the possibility of promoting the region is very strong. Third, every customer is looking for things like business continuity plans, fallback locations, disaster recovery mechanisms. And I think instead of setting up centers somewhere else, it's entirely possible that companies in this region, which are located wherever, in India, in Bangladesh, in Nepal, in Pakistan, could set up a disaster recovery center, an alternative delivery platform in some other country in the region itself. And I think that will be a great way of strengthening this. Finally, I see great possibilities of working together in terms of raising the basic capacity and capability in this region. Areas of human resource development, working together on joint training programs, possibly joint common certification, which gives a common understanding of the skills available to people in this region, but also is something you can take and sell to the world outside, saying, look, here is this common capability test, which ensures that people working on your project have at least this minimum level. And I think there's good scope to develop many of these. Each of these countries has an association which looks after the IT industry, and the associations in our interactions, we've had many interactions, they've been very positive and very good, have shown that each of them has strengths. And I do think it's possible to look at how we can work together using existing associations. There's also a wider association which covers the Asia region, which is a social. But I think that if we want to build some collaborative efforts here, what may be good is to create a small, very small, practically virtual organization, manned minimally, which ties together the associations in these different countries. This could be business-led, which may be better in a way, and create an association which ties together the associations in these countries which are strong and good. And I think here the role of multilateral agencies which are seen as positive, promotional and neutral would be very good. Somebody like the World Bank, for example, could come in and help the creation of this sort of regional association, which is very small and works with the other associations, but is a common platform where everybody can come together. We've had good collaboration so far in terms of exchange of visits, of understanding capabilities, but beyond that, the next steps which concretize this into common plans for, say, human resource development or common certification have not quite happened. So these have led to good company-to-company collaboration, but not at the macro level where you look at it as a whole, or where you can go and present as a common regional forum in some way in other countries. To make that happen, I think we need a few more steps. I do want to mention something else which to me is a great positive. I do think that for many, many years, countries in this region have gone back and forth in their relationships at various levels, including the political and cultural levels. And so far, the business relationships have not been very strong, which is sad because there are tremendous kind of synergies in countries in this region. And I would think that IT can be the lead in this area of pushing forward the economic collaboration in this region in a very concrete, specific, mutually beneficial manner. It should not be seen as one party dominating. And IT can be used as the cutting edge point where you bring together collaboration for economic benefit, which I would personally hope would then translate into much broader understanding at the cultural and political levels also.
South Asia is poised to take the advantage of the IT BPO sector. What India has achieved in the last couple of decades can be replicated in the rest of the region, mainly because governments invest heavily into the education sector, which will produce a group of readily trainable manpower that can be aligned to the IT BPO industry. If you take, for example, Sri Lanka, within the last couple of decades had produced a manpower that can be trained and aligned to the IT sector or the BPO sector. The investment in this area has given fusion to setting up many F&A as well as legal-based IT BPO sectors in Sri Lanka. The collaboration with the SAARC countries can really take this into the next level, mainly by looking at synergies within countries to set up disaster recovery centers, to be able to collaborate and provide a joint development as well as BPOs to the world market. We feel as an industry, this sector will really help to alleviate the standard of living of the employees as well as the rural population because of this growth in the sector. IT BPO itself will take some of the rural communities to be able to achieve a greater success in this sector in the coming years. What is needed is to be able to provide a vehicle that will help to grow this industry to the next level.
This particular region is very critical. For various reasons, right, this has been an area which has had its own disturbances and so on. And I think it's only business and trade, right, which is going to link up people, link up countries and nations. And I think since our industry is a people-based industry, I think it's the more significant one, right, to help increase that collaboration. So, and I don't think we are in any form in any kind of competition. I think there is collaboration that's feasible, but we just have to structure ourselves correctly to make this happen. As far as this region is concerned, I think for very long we as NASSCOM have been associating ourselves and partnering with them. For example, for several years we have been inviting PASHA, which is our counterpart organization, to visit our centers. It's only in the last, say, year or two that it's got disrupted. We've been there twice to Pakistan, and that's been again more about sharing and opening up ourselves to, because I think, as I said, there is enough to learn from each other, and I think that has worked. We have recently signed up with Bhutan an agreement of cooperation, and they've set up a small group in which many of us are on the advisory council. We often visit Sri Lanka, and I was there earlier this year participating. And again, the whole purpose is to create linkages and support them. We haven't had very much linkage with Bangladesh, but I believe some things have started now in Bangladesh as well. Currently, we have disaster sites or business continuity sites within the country, and we have traditionally gone to places like Philippines to set up centers there, which act both to complement what we do, as well as to take care of business continuity, and that I think is a big assurance to our global customers, because many of us are, while we say BPO, it's all mission critical services. We are deeply embedded in these operations. Besides anything else, I think it is a local industry that has to work on its own. Maybe World Bank can play a role by saying they're going to fund something because you want to kickstart entrepreneurship, right? We have what we call the Indus Enterprise with TIE, right? So if there is entrepreneurship coming up, then TIE has opened chapters across the world. And I think so there is a whole ecosystem that needs to be created to make industry workable.